this lesson, we're going to be covering how we can make API requests with the module requests. And the first thing we have to do is open up our terminal and go ahead and type in Pip Install Requests and then click on Enter. And I've already installed it, so the program's going to say that the requirement is already satisfied. But for your computer, it's probably going to download it. And as soon as it's done with downloading, you can go ahead and close the terminal. And we're going to go ahead and import requests as our queue. Next thing we have to do is go ahead and type in base URL, because here we need to actually insert a website or an API source that we can extract information from. And for this example, I'm going to be using the board API, and this will just give us some cool activities we can do in case we get bored. So it's a very easy API to get started with, and it has a documentation setting here. So what we're going to be using is this base URL, which is the board API. And I'm just going to paste it inside here. I'm going to leave this website in the resources section of this Udemy course so that you can just copy and paste it. Otherwise, you can also just go ahead and write this all out. And the next thing we have to do is go ahead and specify a payload. And I will shortly explain what the payload actually is. But for now, we're going to go ahead and type in participants and then go ahead and add a colon and a 1. This means there's only going to be one person for the activity that we are going to generate. And I actually might be able to explain it immediately with this comment right here. As you can see, right now we have the base URL, and what the payload does is insert this section over here, which is the question mark and the participants. So it's kind of like a parameter that we can add to the URL to get extra information back. And using a payload just makes the process a lot easier. Otherwise, we can achieve the exact same effect by adding this to the end, where it says question mark participants 1. It's the exact same result. But this will become more clear as we finish this program. The next thing we have to do is create the request, which is going to equal rq.get. And the first argument it takes is the base URL. And the second one is the parameters, which is going to be the payload. And again, the base URL is just the website essentially, the basic part of the website, or the start page of the website. Then we want to get some data from this request, so we're going to go ahead and type in request.json, because JSON is the easiest way to extract information and use it from an API. And the first thing we need to check is what happens when we use it. So we're going to create a print statement that says response, followed by the data we will be using. So now if we go ahead and run the program, you're going to notice in the console, if everything goes good, if you have an internet connection, it's going to find this result and it's going to return to us some JSON, which in Python just looks like a normal dictionary. So we have activity here, we have a type, we have the participants, the price, the key, and the accessibility. So that's the response that this API returns to us. And as you can see down here in the activity, it says explore the nightlife of your city. So we already have the information that we want to get from the API. And each time we rerun the program, you're going to notice we will get a new activity, such as do something you used to do as a kid. But now I need to show you how we can use this information. So if we actually want to extract the info, first let's go ahead and create a separator. And then we can go ahead and actually refer to the activity by creating this print statement and using the data object, the one we created right here. Because remember, once again, this is just a dictionary, which means to access any of these elements, we just have to refer to this key over here. So we're going to go ahead and insert this key by copying it and paste it inside here. So now when we print this statement, we're going to get only the activity printed out, because that is the key that corresponds to this part right here. And the same thing goes for type if we want to do that. We can go ahead and create a comment type and insert type here. And we'll be able to use the data type here as well. Of course, you can go ahead and type in something such as people, and that's going to equal, let's say, participants. So just copy participants and insert it inside here. Then we can use it as a normal variable, just as anything else. And when we print it, we're going to get one person, because that is the data for the participants. But to save time with the rest, I'm just going to copy and paste them inside here because it's the same process for all of them. And once we go ahead and run this, we're going to get all of the fields we found inside the JSON. So as you can see right here, we have an activity that tells us learn how to use an Arduino, its type education, P equals 1, price is 0.1, and accessibility is 0.7. So this is the data that the API returned. And now if we want, we can go to the payload and we can enter a different number such as 4 people, and it's going to generate activities with 4 people. Also, if we type in something that the API does not understand, such as ASD, we might get an error as a return, because if the response provides an error, it means all of this will also provide an error. It won't be able to find the information we actually need. That's why very often you'll find this wrapped in a try and an except block, because many times there's going to be some sort of error, such as the internet's missing, or it's just missing the key, and you need to be prepared to use try and except for that. And now let's go back to the API, because on most API documentations, you'll find lots of useful stuff, such as at the bottom of this page, we have all of the parameters that we can supply to get a response back. And these are the values that it accepts. So we can also specify which type of activity we want to get, or how many people should be included, or the price of the activity between the numbers 0 and 1. So let's go ahead and actually try out the price range. So we'll type in price and we'll go for 0.5. Then we'll click on save, or we will rerun the program. And you're going to notice that we can go to a karaoke bar with some friends for the price of 0.5, which can be a medium range. And if we go to maybe 0.8, it might get more expensive, such as go see a Broadway production. And of course, I don't have money for that. So let's go ahead and go back to what is free and good. And for free, we can invite some friends over for a game night. So this was a very basic introduction to how we can use APIs using the requests module. And in the projects we'll be making in this course, we're going to be using this a lot, so you'll definitely get familiar with how this works in no time.